Hey everybody, I'm making this video message and I want to tell you, be selective about everything and everybody. You all have to understand that although you may be the cool person, although you may be the type of person you receive everybody that comes around, and you might genuinely like some people and you like their vibe, you like their energy. The fact of the matter is that even with that, you have to be selective at who you are choosing to hang with and who you are choosing to allow to come into your life. I want you all to really know, and I want you to really think about what you have not been being selective about. Could it be that you're not being selective in the friends that you choose? Could it be you're not being selective in the type of man, ladies, that you date, or the type of woman, fellas, that you date? Could it be that you're not selective about certain places you hang out at and certain places that you go? You have to really think about that, because everything is not for you. Everybody is not for you, and every place that you go is not where you belong. I have told you all so many times, and this is something that I even apply in my own everyday life, and I really am adamant about it. You cannot go everywhere and hang with everybody, especially when you are a child of God. And this is a sad reality that a lot of saved men and women, they do not want to accept this fact. They believe that the life they lived before they got saved, and the friends that they had before they got saved, and the places that they went, and the things that they used to do, a lot of Christian people or believers, they believe that they can still do this stuff because they don't see the bigger picture. And the bigger picture is that when you hang with people that are not going where you're going, they do not believe really what you believe. At some point, when you keep walking with them and hanging out with them, there is going to be some type of tension. There's going to be tension there, because as God is growing you up, as God is maturing you, as God is downloading more information into you and more wisdom into you, and as you start getting delivered from different things, your perspective and your outlook about people, places, and things, I'm telling you all, if you don't already know, is going to change. You are not going to view the club life or going to house parties and hanging out with everybody in your family. You're not going to view it the same, because you're going to understand why you have to be selective. And you learn how to be selective through, I think, trial and error. And trial and error is just your personal experiences. What experiences can a lot of you all say came about in a good way with you still hanging with the exact same people you were hanging with before you got saved? What good thing came behind you going to every single place that you used to go to before you got saved? If you were the type to club hop and you were always in somebody's bar, you were always in somebody's tavern, you were always in a club, you were always with a whole entourage of people, what good did it get you? Now listen, there are going to be some people that as you make your transition out of the world into the kingdom, you will still have them as a friend. And if that has happened for you, I personally feel that God has really shined on you, because it's very difficult to keep friends that you started out with in the world, and when you cross over and you come to God and you're serious about it, it's very difficult to keep those same friends, because you guys got to understand, when you're ready to be free, when you're ready to change your life around, when you are ready to really experience God and get deliverance, that does not mean that everybody in your family or all of your friends want the same thing at the same time that you do. And so if they feel like, because this is a very common thing that happens with Christian people, you will have people on the outside that are still doing the things that you used to do, or they may believe in the same things that you used to believe in until God took the blindfolds off of your eyes. So a lot of times you will start to bump heads with those people because they will feel that you think you're better. This is the number one thing that happens to Christian brothers and sisters in the kingdom. They are always going to be accused of being self-righteous, judgmental, or somebody will outright come out and say, you think you're better than me. You think you're better than us. Oh, you don't smoke anymore? You think you're better. Oh, you don't drink anymore? You think you're better. Oh, you're going to church now, but you used to stay at the club with me. Every time I had a house party, you were the first one in the house. Oh, you know what? You brand new. Can't nobody tell you nothing. You smelling yourself. You're self-righteous. You're judgmental. Anybody in the body of Christ who is really, really walking with God for real, and their life is not selective. They're not selective about, or I'm sorry, they are selective about the company they keep and where they go. Ask them a question as to how people refer to them or what people say to them when they started getting serious about God. A lot of people will say, whether they say it behind your back or they say it to your face directly, they're going to accuse you of feeling like you are better. This is why I'm telling you, my beautiful brothers and sisters, you all have got to be very selective about the company that you keep. Why put yourself in a situation where you're going to keep bumping heads with somebody who does not believe in what you believe in? We can't save everybody. You can't save everybody. You cannot force anyone to be interested in God. You cannot force everybody to want to change. People are at different levels. And what people got to understand too is that just because somebody is not at a certain level that you are, say today you say, I'm done with everything. I'm quitting everything cold turkey, smoking, drinking, running the streets. I'm going to go to church faithfully every Sunday. It doesn't mean that the friends that you're leaving behind in that life, it doesn't mean that God's grace and mercy is not over them. It doesn't mean that God is not smiling on them. It doesn't necessarily mean that they're not going to change their life around eventually. But at the moment you decided to change your life around and you started taking actions to be selective about where you go, what you do, who you talk to, and who you hang around, they're not ready to make that move. People will tell you, well, I'm not feeling that right now. You may not drink anymore. I respect that, but I'm not ready to put the bottle down. I'm not ready to put the blunts down. I'm not ready to stop going to the club. I'm not ready to stop sleeping around. I'm not ready to stop selling drugs. I'm not ready to stop ripping and running the streets. I ain't ready to do that. You know what I'm saying? And so all I'm telling you all is, for the sake of arguing with people, for the sake of falling out with people, for the sake of going back and forth with people, you just got to be selective. It doesn't mean you don't love people. It doesn't mean you stop praying for them. Always pray for your friends and your family members. Prayer is always in order. And there is always something to pray about. But you still need to be selective. There have been saved men and women who, because they have allowed people in the world or certain family members to come to them and say certain things to them, they will shame them for their belief. They will shame them for their lifestyle. They will shame them because they are getting rid of things that kept them bound and things that held them back. And so they have come down off of the boundaries that they put in place, or been disobedient to God when God told them, don't hang with certain people, don't go to certain places. And they've went to a certain party. They've went to a certain party. They've gone to a certain person's house. They've gone and hung around certain people that God himself was dealing with them on. And what has happened? Some people have gotten seriously hurt or altogether deleted. This is why you being selective. Don't you dare let anybody shame you or degrade you because you are selective about the people you hang around. Because everybody is not ready to change. Everybody is not ready to be set free from what the enemy is keeping them bound in. Everybody, unfortunately, is not ready to turn their life around. And if people view you as being self-righteous, judgmental, or thinking you're better, you don't have time to address it. If you really, really know in your heart and in your spirit that you are not self-righteous and you are not judgmental, because see, outside people can think what they want to think about you. They could call you whatever name they want to say or call you. But behind closed doors, God really knows your heart. God really does know if you're self-righteous and you're prideful or you think you better than people. And guess what? God will deal with you. You don't owe any other person anything to say, well, I'm not self-righteous and let me prove this to you. People are going to believe what they want to believe about you. But if God knows the truth about you, you have to be okay with that. All types of stuff is going to get said to you, especially when you get serious about God. When you really get serious about God and you walk in this walk and you not turning back from what God brought you out of, and you cutting certain friends off and you getting invited to certain places and you telling people, nah, I don't want to do this. I don't want to go there. I don't feel comfortable going there. I don't feel comfortable going around certain friends that you hang with. Yeah, I don't feel comfortable being around certain family members. People feel some type of way about that because people automatically assume just because it's your flesh and blood and because they are your biological mother and father and grandparents and aunties and uncles and siblings that you're not supposed to not want to be around them. You're supposed to still go around them, still talk to them, still be in their face. No. Show me a scripture where it says that. God says, oh, no man, nothing but to love him. We are to love. That's a commandment. We are to love everybody. God commands us to love everybody. God commands us to forgive everybody. Period. We are supposed to extend grace and mercy. But God did not say, oh, you have to hang around family members, whether they saved or not. Now, this doesn't mean that you cross that and you feel like you're just too high and mighty and too pure that you can't go around some people that's heavy in sin. No. You be a light in the dark place. You go and you tell people, my brother, my sister, I used to do the same thing you doing. But guess what? I'm not here to judge you. I still love you and I still respect you. But let me tell you what God has done in my life. Let me tell you how God has turned my life around for the better. What God has done for me, you are no better than me. I am definitely no better than you. God will touch you, my brother. God will touch you, my sister. And next thing you know, you'll be dancing and shouting in the spirit. You will let some stuff go that you thought you would never let go. Let me tell you about my God. See, this is how your language has to change. And so that is what this video message is about. You need to be selective. You need to be selective, my beautiful brothers and sisters. People out here, they will bring you down. They will bring you down. And sometimes they do it intentionally, and sometimes it's not intentional. They just feel like you're the same person that you used to be. Sometimes I'm going to tell you, your walk with Christ, people don't respect it. They're not going to tell you they don't respect it, but every time they keep trying to pull you into the lifestyle that they live. And you've told them, I don't feel comfortable going there. I don't feel comfortable being around these certain people. And they keep pressuring you to do it, or they start to argue with you and accuse you of thinking that you're better, or say to you, well, who do you think you are? And they start reminding you of your past, and they start reminding you of things they used to do with you. See, that's the reason why you need to be selective. Because I'm going to tell you, a real friend, somebody that really knows you, somebody that really loves you for real, they're going to honor and respect the transition. They're not going to be insecure or jealous about it. They're not going to feel like you're going to leave them. They will say to themselves, or they'll say to you, I've had a couple of friends, well, Kiki, you know what? I still do my thing, but you know what? I know that you love me. I know that we still friends. I know that you will never look down on me because you see I'm in this place. And actually, they'll ask you to pray for them. Those are the real friends. Those are the family members that really respect and they love you for real. So again, be selective. Be selective for your own safety. Be selective for maintaining your deliverance. Be selective, because when you're selective, you make better decisions. I'm not saying you're going to master this overnight. It takes time. We're all learning. I am still learning, because certain things you will give a little bit of an inch and be like, okay, but if God is dealing with you today, some of you all, God is probably dealing with you. He has been dealing with you about certain friends you've been hanging around. He has been dealing with you about certain places you've frequented. He's telling you, stop going there. Don't hang around this person. Don't hang around that person. And you have ignored it. Obey God. Stop worrying about falling out with friends. Stop worrying about people cutting you off. You being selective and obedient, you have no idea how that would keep you not only in perfect peace, but it'll keep you in good standing with God, and it will keep you and yours safe. Let me tell you all a quick story before I get out of here, and I know that it's going to be a learning lesson. A very good friend of mine, we had a very serious conversation, and I know she won't mind me telling this story, but we had a very serious, it was disturbing, but it was a serious conversation. She had a this just happened a couple of days ago. She had a very disturbing dream, and the dream that she had was about a particular family member of hers. And in the dream, this family member came and invited her to go to somebody else's house. And it's funny because she called me and told me this after I had posted about being selective. But anyway, she said in the dream, this particular family member, this cousin, invited her to go somewhere with her because she had a set of friends. And so when she went to this house with her cousin, there was a woman there that was angry. And it came out in the dream that this cousin was dealing with a man who was married. And so the wife found out about it. And I think she said the wife found out about it in a dream, or the side chick found out about it. But anyway, the angry woman saw my friend and her cousin in this dream. She saw them and she deleted them. It's just that matter of fact. All of this happened in the dream. She literally deleted them. And so she was so disturbed by the dream. She was scared. She didn't know how to take it. And so me and her had a conversation on the phone, and we talked about some things. I won't get into all of that. I'm not giving no details on that, but I think it's okay. Like I said, I don't think she would get offended me just telling that dream. But anyway, we talked about an actual real situation in real life, and it was actually a warning from God for a particular person. It just was not a family member, but it was a warning for a particular person that my friend actually knows in real life. But I actually told her, you don't need to be around this person. You don't need to hang around this person. You need to keep your distance. Keep it to high and by. Keep it to high and by. Make your words be very few. And immediately she agreed. She said, you know what? That was already in my spirit. That was already in my spirit, Kiki, to not go with her. Don't go with this woman anywhere. When I see her, just keep it to high and by. I could give her a hug. I could pray for her. But don't ever casually or any time go anywhere with her. She may say, well, let's go to lunch. Let's go grab this or whatever, because she knows she's like kind of connected to this particular person, not directly, but closely indirectly, if y'all catch my drift. But I was like, and she immediately knew. So I'm just telling you all that to say, this is why you got to be selective. You don't know what's lurking around the corner. You don't know what people got going on. Sometimes you will be hanging with people and be cool with people, and they acting perfectly fine and normal, but you will go to one place with them and you see that they got 20 or 30 enemies there that they didn't even tell you about. And next thing you know, you in some confusion, you in some mess. This is why you need to be selective. That's the video message. Well, guys, it's time for me to go because I have some other things to do. The Lord willing, I will be back with another video message. If any one of you have taken offense to anything I spoke about in this video message, it's okay. It's all right. I'm not worried about it. I am not concerned because I know you will forgive me in the morning.